Good afternoon. My name is Fiona Palmer, and I'm a social work student at the Northern Caribbean University. This session is just a practice counseling experience for me. Uh, anything that you don't feel comfortable talking about, you don't have to share it with me. However, this video is going to be viewed by my lecturer. Uh, Any breaches of confidentiality would include homicidal thoughts or thoughts of suicide. Is everything clear to you?
Yes.
All right. How was your day so far?
Well, my day was okay now. I'm getting along the way.
Okay, that's good to hear. I also, how was your journey coming to this session?
Well, being that of the fact that I spoke with you on occasions, I think I'm more comfortable or open in speaking to you with any problem that I have.
Okay, so were you nervous coming?
At first, but then the tension just got away, so I don't feel any way anymore.
Okay, that's good to hear, Miss Ferguson. So, question. What's the issue that you have been facing while you decided to, come to this session?
Well, first problem that I have is paying my school fees, which is the whole corona. And secondly, my parents left 7 years ago, so I am the one who have to take care of my younger sister and brother, which are the age of 16 and 9.
Okay, so, question. You said you're having some issues paying your school fee. Could you elaborate about that more?
Right, so in the summers we normally go overseas, so we work and then we work on travel program where we normally go and work to save up money to come back to Jamaica and pay our school fee. Being that the embassy is not open as yet, so I'm kind of don't know what to do.
Okay, how does that make you feel?
I'm depressed and stressed. Only thing I can think about is paying my school fees and also taking care of my younger siblings.
Okay, and have you ever tried, finding a job?
Yeah, but I'm trying. I tried, but it didn't work out because I had to go home and stay with my younger siblings.
Okay, so what you're saying is that because of the fact that you have to take care of your younger siblings,
Right.
you can't really sustain a job.
Yeah, because normally you know that high school normally over 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Plus I have class, then I have to go to my brother's school to pick him up. So I think I can't do it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're saying that with your schooling, your
Right.
brother's schooling, your sister's schooling,
Yeah.
and everything, is hard to find a job that
can maintain my
yes,
time schedule.
that is flexible enough
Right.
to work with your schedule. Okay, Miss Ferguson. Another question. As it relates to your parents and how do they help to finance you guys, or it's just the burden was just left on you?
Well, they give me money to go to school, but they don't help in the funding of my school fee. But my younger siblings, they help with them. They said that their jobs that they do isn't sustainable to balance their life overseas plus ours out here. So they try as best to just fund my little brother and sister schooling.
Okay, so you're responsible for yourself
Right.
to fund yourself as it relates to schooling. Yeah. Have you tried the Student Loan Bureau?
Yes, I tried signing up, but I have no guarantor. I need a guarantor.
Okay, I understand.
With guarantor, I think you need persons that are living out here that can stand.
Guarantor for you. So don't you have any aunts or uncles or probably cousins?
Well, I've asked on occasions, but they already signed for persons.
Okay, so you asked, but they're already standing guarantor for someone else. Um, I know that you mentioned earlier that it's hard to find a job with with taking care of yourself and your other siblings. But have you tried on campus employment?
Yes, I have.
And
I signed up for it. I'm just waiting for them to call me for the interview or so forth, what they have to do.
okay, I'm just encouraging you to remain hopeful that you'll find they will find placement for you on campus for you to you know um pay your school fees and stuff like that.
Yes.
May I ask what is your religious belief?
Christianity.
Oh, you're a Christian.
Right.
Okay, so I'm also a Christian, and some of the just a bit of self-disclosure. I remember being in university and being in a similar situation to you. I had to take care of my sick grandfather while I was in university. So I understand the struggles of trying to maintain school and being a caregiver to someone else. It isn't easy, but as you mentioned before, that you're a Christian and you have a strong faith in God.
Right.
And I just want you to remain hopeful, faithful to God, and know that He will work things out for you as it relates to, schooling and every other struggle that you've been facing.
Yeah.
So whenever you get depressed, what do you do?
Well, I normally read, I do recreational activities, or exercise, or meditate.
Okay, that's good. That's really good that you take some time to meditate.
Self-care.
Yeah, and for self-care, correct. Um, Another question that I have for you is how how do you no, not question, a statement I should say, I'm sorry. My suggestion is for you to get a journal to just to unload some of the burden that you're going through on a daily or weekly basis into that journal. That's really good for you to have a journal to just write down some of your problems. Do you have any like close friends or close family members that
Yeah.
you share?
Certain things, but not as open as I am to you.
Okay, so you prefer talking to a professional about
Right.
certain
They're
things.
less judgmental.
Okay, so have you tried before talking to like a family member or a friend and you're receiving judgment?
Right.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand why you might not feel comfortable opening up to somebody that is not a professional because they might not be empathetic of your situation. So you mentioned before that your parents migrated 7 years ago, and if I'm doing the math right, you're 23, right?
Right.
Yes, and that means they migrated when you were around 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your living situation like during that time frame?
When I was younger, I used to live with my aunt. We used to live with our aunt. But as time goes by and I got to be an adult, they said I could stay at their house, my parents' house, and take care of my siblings.
Okay, if I'm getting you correctly, you said that when you were younger, you were living with your aunt.
Yes.
But as you
got older,
you went to your parents' house.
Yes.
How did that happen? Were you asked to leave, or it was your choice?
At first, they show us good face, but at the end of the day, they didn't want us to stay there. So, to prevent the havoc, my parents said I should just go back to their house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as it relates to, maintaining the household, probably with the bills and so, your parents assist with that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just take a step back to when you mentioned that havoc, keyword there, havoc, to prevent the havoc. What really caused the havoc?
Well, when my parents send money, they normally send it to me because I have my TRN and so forth. So I think that being the fact that they always send money to me, she has a problem because when I was a bit younger, they sent money. One time I remember on one occasion they sent money to her. She didn't give us any money to go to school.
Okay.
So I told my mom, and then She said I shouldn't worry because at the end of the day, I'll be older enough to collect money from me and my siblings. So because of that, she doesn't want us to stay with her.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
You know, no child should be deprived of schooling.
Right.
Uh, Question again. Is your aunt your father's sister or your mother's sister?
Mother.
Or is your mother's sister?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your relationship like with your aunt now?
We're okay, but not as close as we used to be.
Okay, so you're
From
just
that occasion, that problem that occurred in the past, we're not that close anymore.
okay, so
Yeah.
it's just like a high and by relationship,
Right.
not more of a niece aunt relationship. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. So as it relates to school, how are your grades? Like,
Well, my grades are good, but I missed an exam by mistake beyond my control.
okay, can you explain that some more to me?
For example, on the timetable, they have a date. For example, they would say May 6 is the exam, but when May 6 came, it wasn't the exam. The exam was given earlier.
Oh,
Yes, so that's why I missed it.
so what have you done to ensure that you don't fail that course? What measures have you taken?
They have a system at my school where you petition and state the reason why, and then the board committee will finish that.
Review it and
Right,
see.
and approve it at the end.
Okay, so as I always say to my fellow Christian persons, just remain faithful and hopeful that God will work out things in the best way possible. Um, so can you tell me a bit more about the relationship? I know that you're the one taking care of your brother and your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell me more about the relationship that you guys have?
Well, for my younger brother, he's very good. He's doing his chores on time from school, etc. But my sister now, on the other hand, she thinks she's a big woman,
Mm-hmm.
have all these attitudes. If you ask her to do something, she said she not do it. Why you not gonna do it?
Oh, and have you ever tried probably seeking counseling for her?
No, I haven't. But being that you mentioned it, I hope I could get some for her.
Yes, I think counseling would be best, in situations where teens are being rebellious.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're the person in charge, you're her guardian. And whatever you say should be what goes.
Right.
Yes. So, do you have problem with her as it relates to school?
She's okay with schooling, but it's just her attitude. I'm not sure. Is it because that my parents have left her at a younger age to go overseas to get a better life for us?
Okay, so she might be facing some form of abandonment issues. Okay, that might be the case because probably at the age that your parents left, she might not have understood, the reason why her parents left. She might be facing, a feeling of being abandoned.
Right.
She might be suffering from abandonment issues, and that's not hard. That's not easy, I should say. Sorry, to cope with because she might be surrounded by other children in school who have their mom and their dad involved in their day-to-day life, and she only has her sister being playing a guardian to her.
Right.
So you have to be understanding of that fact also. But I think that you should seek counseling for her. Yes, I think that you should seek some form of counseling for her. So we're a few minutes into the session. How do you feel now?
Well, I feel relaxed because I got to be more open and state my problems towards you. And you're very good observant and an active listener. And I like that about you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a part of my job. So could you tell me more about how you feel personally of the fact that your parents left when you were
Well,
approximately 16?
at first I was being rebellious towards everyone because I didn't want to listen to no one but my parents, and then they left. So it was kind of giving me a toll on my life because half of my life has gone because I didn't have my parents to be there for me in certain situations. But now that I am an adult, I am getting the understanding of adulthood lifestyle.
Okay, good. You say you didn't have your parents
Right.
there during certain situation. Do you mind giving me an example of one of those situations?
I care not to disclose, it's kind of personal.
Okay,
But I got through it with the help of my friends and some close family members.
okay, that's no problem. Another thing, you said that you were quite a rebellious teen while in high school after your parents left.
Yeah.
And do you see where there's a cycle of repetition happening where you're saying that your sister
Right.
is being rebellious, and do you see that there's a repetition with what happened to you, it's happening to your sister now?
Yeah, I see a portrait of the actions being held because when I was her age, I would behave that way towards my aunt, and I didn't even listen to her. So I guess the abandonment of my parents
Okay,
caused that situation to occur.
okay, I understand. And you think your depression stems from the fact that your parents left?
Right.
Okay,
Because they're not around. Everybody else has their parents, and we're just here by ourselves.
okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your situation and that you've been facing depression because of what happened to you. But some advice that I would give to you professionally is that to help with your depression and your stress. You said that you're a Christian.
Yeah.
I believe that prayer heals. So just pray and have faith in God that God will bring you through every situation. Uh, pray about the fact that you want a job on campus, that you will get a call very soon. And also I encourage you to get a journal, to just whenever the days that you feel down or you feel that your depression is kicking in, just write what you feel on a piece of paper. Write, and continue to write until you feel that you have let everything out onto that paper. And then if it's your choice to tear it up, burn it, cut it up, or whatever, just let that go and let that be. And whenever you feel stressed, just you say that you self-care by meditating, continue to meditate, continue to exercise, drink lots of water and things like that, just to ensure that you stay healthy psychologically and physically, because even in instances where your sister and your brother is seeing you being depressed, that can unload depression and stress onto them also. So just try to remain um happy and healthy for the sake of yourself and for your younger siblings, and just remember that everything has to come to an end. So all of this that you're going through will come to an end at some point. If you have anything else to speak about in further that we haven't gotten a chance to discuss because our session has ended, you can just contact me and you can come and we can, have a follow-up session if possible,
Okay.
if you want. So thank you for coming today and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.